like the Civil War is worth, whether you're into war or not, like the Civil War is worth understanding, at least like from a over like a 20,000 foot view. You can get real into the weeds with it, but understanding the context of it, because this was like, think of it, like almost what it's like 700,000 people either died or were wounded during this.
Hmm.
That's more casualty. That's more American casualties than World War One, World War Two, Vietnam, the Revolution, all put together.
Hmm. I didn't know that.
Yes,
Okay.
it is. It is
I
the
know it was like, our population went down 2%
yeah.
or something like that. So,
Yeah, it's extremely significant. It's worth at least knowing. I think it's worth knowing more than the Civil War happened. Abraham Lincoln was president, and then he died after the war ended. Like it's worth knowing more about it than that. You don't have to get too technical about it. We got technical for you, but so yeah, sort of. Let's set the stage. Set the stage. So okay, 95 to 98% of people in the North and in the South don't have slaves at all.
okay.
Slaves is a rich man's game. It's expensive to buy them. It's expensive to have the land. It's expensive to maintain them. So the vast, vast majority of people do not have slaves at all. So this war kicks off. Now you may think of like the Revolutionary War, where everyone is in like really brightly colored uniforms with oddly placed like crosshairs. Right, like, shoot me here. Like I don't know why they did that, but that is from a style of war called Napoleonic warfare, from Napoleon, and that's where everyone stands in a line and they all have their big old muskets and they shoot, and some people get hit, and then the other side shoots, and then some people get hit, and then we march a little bit closer to each other and we shoot again, and then they shoot, and then we get so close or we run out of ammunition or it just takes too long because it takes a long time to load those, that we just have really long knives on the ends of our guns and we just spear each other to death until one side just says, oh, I give up, and then they run away, and then we win the day. Hooray, huzzah. So that was a style of warfare in Europe and in early America. But at this time, technology, as far as like guns and ammunition, had advanced. Okay, we're gonna nerd out. So musket balls, like they load from the front, from the muzzle, so they're called muzzle loaders. They have you put gunpowder, black powder in the muzzle. You get a patch, like a piece of cotton, and a ball that's about the size of a silver dot. Well, maybe a little smaller, about the size of a quarter, maybe a little bigger. 0.57 caliber, 0.77 caliber. It's a big old ball of lead. So you put that in a cotton patch and you shove that down the end of it, of the gun, with a stick. And then you pour a little bit more gunpowder in the pan, and there's a piece of flint that hits and makes sparks and lights that gunpowder. And there's a little hole that lights the other gunpowder, and then it makes a big boom, and there's a big puff of smoke. And the musket is a smooth bore. It doesn't have little grooves in the barrel, so it's a smooth bore. So it's a circle, a sphere, traveling down a smooth pipe, just out that way somewhere, and it kind of goes where it wants to. And you might hit someone. It's accurate to maybe about 100 yards, but you have to be kind of good with it. You have to practice with it. And so part of the whole reason for the Napoleonic warfare, we have to get really close to each other because our guns don't shoot that far. And also, it's like a gentlemanly thing, and we're courageous, and we're standing up, and you can see us, and we're not hiding, blah, 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 blah. It's stupid to stand there and die, but that's what they did. Now, fast forward from that time period to now this time period, instead of like that flint with the pan of gunpowder, which is called a flintlock, think of like the old pirate things, like a flintlock. Those are super unreliable because think about it, you got gunpowder just out in a little dish. If
Hmm.
it rains, if
Yeah.
if you breathe on it weird, if you spill it because people are being shot at, it misfires. It doesn't fire. You could do too much and just blow the gun up. Like it's a very imprecise, not reliable system, but it worked pretty well. Fast forward to now, we have they're called percussion caps. So they're tiny gunpowder charges in like a brass cap, and you put it on a little nipple that is cocked back with a spring. And when it goes forward, it hits the little plate and creates a little mini explosion that lights the powder inside the thing. So it's way, way easier to load the gun. The other thing that happened is called the mini ball. So instead of a sphere, think of like a ball bearing. Instead of a sphere, now it's kind of a conical, more bullet shaped projectile that we think of now. Almost think of like a shotgun shell. It's about that size, maybe a little smaller. And the bottom of it is kind of hollowed out. And the reason that they did that, lead is a very soft metal. When the gunpowder explodes, it creates a lot of pressure, and it deforms that bottom part and flares it out. Now that bottom part can catch the rifling inside the barrel and actually spin the bullet. So think of like shot putting a basketball as a smoothbore. Like it'll kind of go, but versus throwing a football, it's more aerodynamic. It has spin on it. It's more accurate. It travels farther. It's a better ball. Same thing with the mini ball. Now instead of an effective range of like 100-ish yards, now we have an effective range of like 400 yards. So you can give this rifle to someone. They can shoot. They can point at a person roughly and shoot them from 4 football fields away, and probably hit them. And it's a big old projectile. It will hurt you. It will kill you most likely. And if it doesn't kill you, if it hits you in the hip or the leg or the shoulder or something like that, yeah, I mean, it's taking your leg off. Yeah. It's breaking the bones. It is a catastrophic injury, no matter what. So now we have guns that are faster to load. They shoot farther. They're more accurate. And the problem with that is the tactics haven't really changed, at least early in the war.
Yeah.
So we are still lining people up by the thousands in close shoulder-to-shoulder formations and just people getting mowed down because now it's not a guess at 100 yards. Now you're walking up to the battlefield and people can see you from the hill over there and they just pick you guys off and you're just standing shoulder to shoulder wearing these nasty gray uniforms made of wool in the Virginia heat. Whose idea was that? For a land that produced so much cotton.
Yeah.
We couldn't do a lighter like a linen uniform, something light. Maybe the wool for winter. Nope, wool uniforms. So like
Gettysburg in July, man.
Good Lord.
It's that sweaty.
It's just sweaty.
Time.
And they don't shower. They don't have plumbing. There's digging holes, maybe. Pooping on the side there. I mean, disease was a massive, massive problem. It killed more people than actual, like, gunfire. Yeah, so... And then you have the artillery. So artillery are just big cannons, basically. And they shoot, like, you'll hear different places like, oh, it's a 6-pound gun or a 12-pound gun. That's how heavy the cannonball was. Mm-hmm. And they didn't just have solid cannonballs. So a cannonball, it just goes in there and it shoots. And it shoots a 12-pound cannonball at like 800 miles an hour with a range of like 1,000 yards. Now you think, if you just shoot a cannonball up into the air and it comes down, it'll just go right in the ground. That's why the artillery guys were super smart and super wicked. They would skip those things off the ground. They would bounce from anywhere from like knee to chest height. Think of like a bowling ball coming at a wall of people, like 6 people deep. It cuts through them like nothing. It blows people apart. They also had airburst explosives. Yeah. They would shoot them up and they would explode with a fuse and shoot little balls down at them. Like it is like the most hellish possible thing for a 19-year-old farm boy from Kentucky to run into. For a cause he does not fully understand other than I like Kentucky and my brother and my cousins are all going. And now we just get blown apart by a flaming bowling ball traveling at 1,000 miles an hour. Like it's crazy. So that's the scene for what these people are about to walk into. And no one washes their hands.
That's the worst part.
That's the worst part.
The most dangerous part.
No, it really actually technically is.
Yeah.
Because there's no sanitation, so you get your leg blown off. If you live, now a dude with other people's blood and dirt and poop on his hands comes over and like digs his hands into your open wound.
Yeah.
All right, you're good. No, you're dead. You're dead. Like it's like we won't see a more hellish thing until what?
World War I.
World War I, which is only 50 years from now.
Yeah.
We're really good at killing each other.